All right. So while we wait on Stephen, um, anybody have any wins that they would like to share? Anything in GoGuru that they've built that they're particularly proud of, or something that's working pretty well for them? Anybody care to share anything? Stories are encouraging.
Yep, I'll tell you about mine yesterday.
Awesome. Thank you, Tammy.
I I have been working with Drew because I've been terrified of doing anything because I didn't understand funnels, any of that stuff. Well,
Right.
I signed up for the 45-45, but guess how many of my clients are in GoGuru? Zero, because I've never learned how to import my clients from agency blocks.
Okay.
Guess what? I got it
So
figured out yesterday.
isn't it awesome?
So,
It's
yes,
not, and it's not
go ahead.
overly complicated. It's just you don't know what you don't know. That's really all it
That's
boils
right.
down to.
That's it exactly. And I didn't know how to, what all was needed for that import. And I still figured out that if you leave a space blank, it won't download that person. So you have to
Right.
have them all in there, every piece of information before it will actually work. So
That's
I
absolutely
learned
right.
a bunch yesterday.
And now you have, and that's what we were talking about yesterday. And I was discussing that with Stephen before we had the call. Is a lot of the time people forget that you don't need just reviews from new clients that are coming in. You got plenty of people who you've helped that love you and refer business to you who will go and leave you a review. So if
Yep,
you got, whether you got 200 clients or whether you got 2,000 clients, if you can get 30% of those people to go and leave you a review, that's huge. And
yes,
eventually, if you keep asking them, right, and you can drip out onto them, once every 6 months, you don't have to overwhelm your clients with these requests. But
no,
if they don't, like, if they don't leave you a review, send them another request in 6 months to see if you can get it then, or in 3 months, and you can do it then.
exactly.
So
All right, let's go.
Because we held a customer appreciation event, several of them in the first part of July, and we specifically gave them a sheet of paper with links on it that they had to go type in and stuff
right,
for them to give us some reviews, and not a single person did it. But I feel like if we email them or text them the link that they can just click on it, they will write that review. But if we have to make them type it in, they're not going to. So I'm
You
hoping
can't.
the 45-45 will get that done.
No,
absolutely.
absolutely. You can't make them work. That's for sure. Do the work
Yeah.
for them, make it as simple as possible. And that's essentially what we're doing. You're putting it in the palm of their hand, it's a click away.
Yep.
Well, good. So you were on the call yesterday, Tammy?
No, I wasn't.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
gotcha. I thought I heard you say you was on the 45 call yesterday.
I don't think I was.
Well, that's
I
no
think,
problem. That's no problem. If you were on the call yesterday, you seen some of what I was talking about. I'm not going to go over all of that, but as Will was mentioned, we were just digging into some stats, and I'm just going to throw just a couple of them out there because I thought it was interesting to look at. So I think you guys can see me here, right?
oh wow, that's great.
Right. So 88% of Medicare beneficiaries trust online reviews as much as a personal recommendation when choosing a Medicare agent. Right? Positive reviews can boost Medicare sales by 18% on average. Right? That was big. So positive reviews can just increase your sales. This was another one. 86% of Medicare beneficiaries said they would read reviews before choosing a Medicare agent. Right. So then the impact of negative reviews. And so if you guys seen the reel that we did, I was getting punched in the mouth, right? It was like, bam, got punched in the mouth. Are you tired of only seeing a review, only seeing a Google review when you're getting punched in the mouth, right? Because that's the only time we typically see one is when you have a disgruntled client or somebody mad, and now they're going online to tell the world about how bad of a person or business you are, right? So typically that's when we only see them because we're not asking every customer for reviews. And the reality is, where's my stat? 70% of Medicare beneficiaries are willing to leave a review if they were asked by their agent. 50% of beneficiaries have been asked to leave a review, but only 14% actually do so without being prompted to, right? So you can
Amen.
still,
That's what I was just saying.
so you can still ask them to do it, but even in your experience with your smaller test data, right? Only 14%, or in your case, a lot less, none actually did so. But imagine if you just got that text in their hand and said, hey, now click that and write a couple of kind words. Or they don't even have to write a couple of kind words. I'll take 5 stars if that's all they want to give me, right? That works just as well. So we're gonna do some things on this call to implement some of this so we can start doing some of this for you guys. And so by the time AEP gets here, my challenge was get 45 reviews in the next 45 days. And that's going to put us about, 15 days before AEP or so. But leading into AEP, your online reputation will get a little bit of a boost. So anybody that comes looking for you during AEP, you're finding you online during AEP, bam, there you are with a bunch of fresh reviews leading into it, so they know, hey, this agent is performing, they're still doing it at a high rate, and they have all these testimonials to prove that, right? So we're going to try to get that in place for all of you guys, since you guys are already using GoGuru. Who not better to implement this process than you all, right? Scott, you got a question? Scott Crow got his hand raised. Scott? All right. So we're going to go through start to finish how to set this entire process up.
Sorry, I couldn't figure out how to get back in. This is Scott.
Oh, hey.
Yeah,
What you got?
I just had a quick question. What's the best? I already emailed Will about this, but I just found out my the phone didn't get approved, the A2P or whatever, and it was from the branding part. Now it says it's in a review again, but I just it said it because my website wasn't complete, but I do have a contact landing page you set up that was fine. So
I can speak. Yeah, I can
what
speak
should I
to
do?
that a little bit. Yeah, I can speak to that for you. I've already went ahead and taken care of that. The reason why it's resubmitted is I resubmitted it. I went and looked at the information that was put in. I did correct. The website there was not pointing to the website that it needed to point to. It was pointing to your booking website for your calendar. It wasn't pointed towards your actual website that we had stood up. So I have that corrected, and that should come back approved in the next couple of days. So I've already got that taken care of. Did you get the Loom that I sent you this morning for to work on the website side?
Oh no. Okay, so that's what was going to be my next question, was just how to go through the editing.
Check your email. I sent you a Loom this morning during our morning meeting. I went ahead and just created a little Loom for you and kind of walked you through that process that we went through the other day.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing it in my email right now.
I'll resend it to you.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thanks. That's it then.
Nope. No worries.
All right, so I'm going to set this up in our demo account, start to finish, complete to end, every step of the way. And these calls are recorded. So if I'm going too fast, or you always have the luxury of coming back and watching these videos. They're on our YouTube playlist that you guys can always go back and watch at your leisure. But I wanted to go ahead and implement the entire thing start to finish here. Right. So as Will mentioned, there's 3 things that we're actually going to be doing, right? We're automatically going to be sending reviews out. So we have to get the customer data into the system, get the first name, last name, email, and phone number into GoGuru. Some way, some sort, some fashion. If you're using GoGuru, perfect, right? We just got to get them tagged in some way that's going to fire off the trigger. So we're going to be sending out texts and emails to ask for the reviews automatically. And then once they leave the review, we're automatically going to get the AI to respond to that review. So it's going to be a unique response every time to the review. And then we're going to take that review and automatically post it on social media. Okay. So you don't have to do all 3 steps, but I would highly recommend you doing all 3 of them, but definitely don't have to do all 3. Right. So first things first, let's just dig right into the reputation management. And if you've been in here before, it's got a facelift in the last month or so. So it looks completely different than it did, but a lot of the same functionality. So first thing, we're going to go over to settings and completely set this up. I'll go ahead and get this out of the way here. Right, so right here, it's the reviews AI. We're going to worry about that in just a second. The one we're worried about right now is the reviews link. So If you have not already integrated your Google My Business, the first thing that you're going to have to do is integrate your Google My Business. And I'll go ahead and go through that process because it's real simple. It won't take but 2 seconds. I'm just going to disconnect because I already have it connected. Right? So in order to integrate your Google My Business, you're going to go over to settings. And then on the left menu over here, you'll have integrations. And then you should pull up a dashboard that looks like this. You may not see all of that, but you'll see at the very least a connect your location's Google account. And then we're going to go ahead and sign in with your Google account. I'm going to go ahead and do my personal account here. And we're just going to go ahead and allow all of these permissions here so that we can let GoGuru have access to your Google account. And the next step is select the page that we want to deal with here. So I'm just going to select my Stephen Martinez insurance agent. And for the sake of this demo, I'm going to turn off Google Business Page call tracking. You would have to turn that on if you wanted the missed call feature to work. There's a feature inside of GoGuru where if you received a phone call, you would get a missed call text. If you wanted that, you could check that box. But for the sake of this, I'm going to leave it unchecked and just go ahead and connect it. Right, it'll take just a second and it should populate here. Actually, it's already connected. So we're good to go. My Google account is integrated. So now when I pop back over to the reputation page and I click on review link, it should ask what page I want to get reviews on. And since I've selected my page, it's only showing me that page. And this is the link that will actually be sent out. So I can actually test that link just to see what it kind of looks like. And that's what it's going to look like, right? It's going to prompt them, if they're already logged into Google, then it's just going to prompt them to leave the review. Of course, if they're not logged into Google, might ask them to log in. So that's what you'll experience, right? But as long as they're logged in, should go through that process and get to the same page. Didn't pop up. Got lost somewhere along the way. All right, but you get the idea there. Again, it should prompt them to leave the review. That's the link. It's automatically going to generate. You don't got to go find that or anything. You just got to connect your account. And for any reason, if you ever wanted that to be a different link, you could always choose custom link here and enter whatever link you wanted if you were trying to collect reviews on a different platform. We have done this in the past where we got reviews on like Shopper Approved and Trustpilot and some other things like that. But for this situation, we're doing a Google review challenge because that's the most powerful platform that you could take advantage of. It's a free listing, but it's the most powerful free listing you'll ever have. So once you have that set to Google, have your page selected, we're just going to go ahead and hit save to reassure that that's the one we're dealing with. So that is set up. We're good to go on it. We're going to move on to the SMS review request. So right here under SMS review request, you're going to select whether or not you want an actual logo or image to be shown in there. If you want your logo, I like putting the logo on there personally. Let's see if I've got something here. There we go. All right, so now I've put my logo on there. So that's going to get sent. So it's going to have my branding on there. Would you recommend us? All right. Right, you can make this say whatever you want. Hey, first name, thank you for letting me assist you today. Would you mind taking a few minutes to leave a review? Again, that can be whatever you want it to say. So when do you want to send this after check-in? I like doing it immediately, but you can completely customize this if you want. Half a day, whatever. I'm going to say immediately. And then this is a big one. Until clicked, repeat this every I'm going to say repeat this every 3 days until it's clicked with a maximum of 3 tries. So I'm going to ask them 3 times every 3 days. So 3 times in 9 days for a review. Doesn't seem overwhelming. But if you want to increase or decrease that, again, that's completely up to you. You have the luxury of dictating what you want here. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And now my SMS or my text message review request has been set up to go out. It's good. I'm going to save that and move on to the email review request. And on the email, we can completely dictate what that email looks like. You can say, would you recommend us immediately? So same setup. I like that. I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then if I want to customize what this email looks like, I can open the email builder. And maybe I don't like that button being green. And I would rather the button, be a different color, whatever the case may be here. I can change it. And let's just say I want it to be green instead. You can change this completely however you want to, right? Maybe I want a red button so it gets clicked, match my colors. This is always going to be the user, right? Maybe if I want it to come from somebody else and not the user, I can dictate that here, and so on and so forth, right? I can completely customize what this.
Make sure you're putting in your images where you see those empty image spots. Make sure you're replacing
that's
those
a good
images
point,
with
right?
logos. Like,
see if I got any image in here. There we go. All right, we would put that in there. Of course, I'd make it look better. There we go. Looks a lot better, right? Already looking good, looking real professional here. I'm digging it. I can get down with this. I'm gonna go ahead and save. Oh, and then here too, right? I want to. There we go.
hey,
Cute fella right there. We'll go ahead and stick him
there he
in.
is. That's a big face.
Right there we go, right? And so just a little work, and we're gonna go ahead and save that. And then if I want to customize that, I can. So now my template has been saved. We're gonna look like that. Right, so now I'm gonna save this. I've got my email set up, and it's just gonna be a simple email like that. If you don't like this template, you can completely choose your own template if you wanted to, but I like this one. It's real simple, nice and easy to use, and I wouldn't recommend spending too much time on it.
It works.
It works, exactly. So, all right, we're going to save that. So we've got our text message set up, our email set up. Now the next step, which is the cumbersome part, if you will,
Can
is
we
actually
touch on one thing before you leave here? And this is kind of touching on
sure.
what Tammy was talking about. She was talking about I did a customer appreciation event, right, where you were saying thank you,
Yeah.
right here, right. So instead of giving them the link to go to, get table tents, put a QR code in the middle of the table, and then all they got to do is scan the code, and then it goes straight to the review. So it keeps them from having to do anything. So
Right.
give them every option imaginable, right? That's just another option that you have here to get those reviews.
Yeah. And same thing, right? If I wanted to put my logo in there, change that, put my face on there, right? Drop a review. Well, you definitely can do all of this.
I just wanted to let you know that QR code is a very, very viable option. QR codes
Yeah.
work really, really well.
So for like what we did for all of our agents, of course, we have a lot of LOA internal agents, but we printed the table tents off and we put it on everybody's desk. So right there, when they're at the point of sale in the office, we've got all of our agents to mention, hey, will you leave me a Google review? And if they're willing to do it right there on the spot, it's like, hey, just scan the QR code and let's take care of this. Now they're still going to get email and text message because I have it all automated to go out no matter what. But we're assuring right there on the spot we're getting the review. And like, yeah, in Tammy's case, if you would have printed that QR code and said, hey, boom, right? Again, taking the work out of it, the only hurdle is getting them to use the QR code and that functionality. And that's becoming more and more common. I think more and more users are able to do that type of stuff. So I would take the head trash out of, hey, people can't do this. If they can't, you're right there to assist them, because again, these are in-person situations we're talking about. So, but yeah, use the QR code. Like I said, just as simple as creating that, just like we did there. Boom. Now we got another one, right? Yeah. So, all right. So now we've got to make sure that we're set up. Again, if you're a GoGuru member, which most of you guys are, if you're on this call, if you're brand new and you haven't got this set up, you're going to need to set up your A2P registration. So that's the only holdup on actually sending these text messages out. Got to be A2P verified, right? And we'll go through some of that process. Not going to spend too much time on it because it is a little bit of a process. You're going to submit this registration, and then you'll have to wait a week to 2 weeks to get a determination on this. And this is something that actually costs to get registered for one of these numbers. So just be prepared that if you're doing this A2P registration, there is a cost associated with being A2P verified, right? But since we haven't done it, I can hit the red Start Now button, and it's going to walk me through this process of doing the A2P messaging and registration. And I can just go ahead and start this now and work all the way through this. And it's pretty much step-by-step going to take you through it, telling you exactly what you need. Again, we have had some hurdles getting this accomplished, so you may need to work with somebody on our team to make sure that you're submitting this right, because every time you submit it, again, there is a cost occurred with it, and I hate for you just to keep submitting it, getting failures, and keep having to pay for that brand registration. So get A2P verified, right? Go through this entire process. Go ahead and submit that. Let it get to work in the background. Come back to it in a week, and you should be good to go. So the A2P verification, that's one of the biggest steps. Got to be A2P verified so we can actually get these to send out. The next one is the email, right? And so you should be on the email. And what we need to do here is set up a dedicated domain. So you should have a domain that you're using for, your website or maybe your emails. We're going to add that into here. And so for this, we're going to say mail. Trying to think of one I could use that's in there. Yes.
Yeah.
We haven't used that one in a while, so I'm going to see about using it. I think it's in my account.
Still should be in Ionos.
Yeah. So we just got to get these records.
No, it's not there. That's okay.
We just got to get these records added. Right? And we'll just go ahead and do it.
Now, do keep in mind, this process is the same no matter what DNS services that you're using. A lot of the time, if you have somebody who's handling your web design for you, you can just send them these records and then they can put them in. But do keep in mind that if you're housing at Namecheap or HostGator or GoDaddy or something different than Ionos, this process will look exactly the same. You just need to figure out exactly how to get to these DNS records because it is a little bit different on every platform. But fortunately, each one of these platforms have pretty good support on figuring out how to get to this particular screen.
No matter what the platform, it should get to a point where it looks like this and you have the option to manage your DNS, right? And when we get to the DNS, that's where we're going to add these records. So we're going to go in and do it. So we're going to add mx.domain key, right? As a text record, we're going to add host name here. So we're going to go in, add a record, text record, and the host name was that. And then we just jump right back over, get that value. And then I'm going to leave the default TTL at 1 hour. And then we're going to go back and just keep on doing this. Another text record to mail with Ionos.
Another thing that I will tell you while he's putting these records in is that very first record, that big long string on that first text record, If you are going to copy and paste that into an email, more than likely your email client is going to format that record. And what that means is it's going to take out spaces where they feel like, well, this is an additional space. It's all basically like an autocorrect in your text messages where you didn't really want it to autocorrect, but it corrected it anyway. It's very, very similar to that. So if you are doing this and you're sending them through email to your web developer or something like that, and that text record isn't working, it's most likely because there's a missing space because your email client has formatted the record. That's something to keep in mind. It can get frustrating when you're trying to get something done and you've done it exactly right, you feel like, but you can't figure it out because it was just one space that's missing that's keeping everything from working. So that's a rare occurrence, but if you were emailing those, that's something to look out for. And as DMARC record says, it's optional. It's really not. You need to have a DMARC record in your records. It's really going to be mandatory for deliverability. So always have that DMARC record in there.
Yeah, and not only will this help you sending these emails, but again, you need this set up if you're using GoGuru in any capacity, right? If you're planning on sending any emails out, we need to have this set up. And so it should take just a second, but now our domain should be set up. So we can send emails from mail.mcgurus.com. So again, it follows right along with our brand. And it says it's not verified, now, but it'll verify.
Pending, yeah, pending's great.
Pending the SSL verification. So it'll take just a second. Everything's verified. Let's go back and it should be good. Boom. SSL issued, shared IP, everything's good. It's active. So now our domain name is ready to use, and I've got this set as our dedicated domain. So anytime mail comes from this account, it's going to come from, Stephen@mail.mcgurus.com, which is perfect. And I can dictate if there was other domains or something else I wanted to have them come from. There's other settings here that you could play with, but it's not necessary for what we're trying to accomplish on the review side of it. All right, so we've got the phone number registered. And I will say that see. Well, do you know how much it's charging on the A2P when they submit the
right at $20.
$20 for the A2P. Okay,
$20.95 to be exact.
All right, so $20.95 to get that A2P registration. All right, so we got the emails, we got the text messages set up. Let me see.
And again, what this allows you to do is while you're waiting on A2P, as long as you get this SSL issued with your email, you can start sending out email reviews. So you don't have to wait completely for A2P to be there if you wanted to go ahead and try to send out some emails to generate some reviews as well. So you can utilize the email at this point.
Yep.
Really day one, you can access the email if you want to.
Right, because doing what we just did, yeah, we can instantly start sending the emails out. So after you've got that set up, the next step is, let's set up a workflow to actually get these emails and text messages going out. Let's get them going out. How are we going to do that? So we're going to go ahead and create a workflow. So head over to your automations, create workflow, and we're going to use one of the recipes. So they have a recipe in here for collecting reviews. Send review request somewhere. There it is right there, right? They have recipe, send review requests. This workflow sends a review request to your customers when an opportunity is marked as won, an appointment is marked as showed, or a tag is added. So we're going to go ahead and select that one. So now we have 3 triggers by default. The opportunity is marked as won, right? You're working the pipeline. You've marked it as won. So we're automatically going to send them a review request. I'm going to delete that one, but you can leave it. Or you've marked an appointment as showed, right? Somebody booked an appointment, you've ran the appointment, you went into GoGuru, you marked the appointment as showed, bam, now they get a text message request. Again, I'm going to delete that. I like the tag. So, right, I would just, anything you want it to be, could be active client, could be current client, new client, whatever you wanted it to be. And also, as long as they get that tag, they're going to go and enter this workflow and go through this process. So again, if you're already putting clients inside of GoGuru, we've just got to figure out a way to get them tagged every time you're adding a new policy. Or again, if you're already adding an active client tag or something and triggering off the drip campaigns like we already do, then you can just say anytime that active client tag is added, right? Anytime that active client tag is added, I want them to get the review request. So what I like to do is to move this wait step here. And I'm going to say like 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I think we wait 30 minutes on ours. But I like to just wait, right? Give the customer a chance to walk out of your office or get off the phone and kind of digest what just had taken place. But you could do it immediately. Again, that's completely up to you. So I'm just going to say wait 15 minutes here. And then the first thing is we're going to send a text message using SMS. Or excuse me, send the review message using the SMS. And then the next thing, same thing, using email. Simple as that. And they'll enter this process. We can go ahead and publish it. Test. Should hit the wait step. Good day, Junior. There we go. All right, so now should be in that wait step. I'm going to go ahead and force this guy to the next step there and look at my execution logs. And now I can see Steven Martinez, he went past the wait step. We sent the review request. And then we also sent the email, but there was an error. What was the error? So view the details. Oh, I'm D&D for emails apparently. So make sure they're on not on do not disturb rather. That wasn't good for the right. And now I'm going to test my guy again. So I'm actually going to say allow on re-entry. I'm going to allow this contact to go again. I'm going to go turn that email off. And then we're going to go test my guy again here. Come on now. Let's go. There it was. Whatever, we'll just test this guy, right? All right, so tester's in the wait step. Slow this morning. Really slow this morning.
It's the first I've seen of it.
Yeah, I know.
Quick. It might be, with our new routers and stuff, it could be us.
It could be our internet.
They came in and changed us up. We were running so well, and now we have every now and then a little glitch. We're not used to it.
What is going on here? Yeah, this is okay. Just need him to move. What's going on there? I'm very impatient, so sorry. There we go. Move him to the next step, right? So now our execution log should have went off, executed. Let's go look at it. And we're just going to make sure that the email went out and everything looked good. Always got to test. So it looks like it didn't even try because their emails for tester34.com invalid.
Yeah. So just to kind of speak to that for a second, if you're sending out email and if you're like basically sending out huge amounts of bulk email and you haven't verified the emails and you send out something in bulk, you can run into situations where we'll get a response back on our side that'll say such and such account has sent out an email that has a 4% or 5% or 6% bounce rate or something like that. It can cause some issues with it. So always make sure that when you are sending these emails out that you're just not blasting them out to just any random email address, that these are actually good and verified email addresses that you're sending them to. It's not the end of the world, but it's always better if you verify those email addresses before you start sending out huge bulk amounts of email.
Yeah, really, really slow every time it loads the data. Wow. This is usually like really fast to load. I've never seen this. It's just like the contact. I just need it to load. All right. So now every time somebody gets the tag, they're going to go through that process. They'll get the email, they'll get the text message, right? They'll get the email, they'll get the text message every time they go out. And so we have that set up to go out. So the next step is automatically getting the reviews to be replied to. And so what I mean by that is if you look at some of these reviews, like we want the reviews to get replies. So like if we start looking at them, like all of these have replies to the right. So like you'll see every review the owner has replied. Did we go in there and reply? No, the AI did. And it's always like unique. Thank you for your 5-star review, Mary. Right? And so it replied directly to Mary. 5 stars, well, we still gave them a reply, right? If they said something, we are happy to hear that Megan and Matt could assist you professionally and to your personal satisfaction. It's always rewarding to hear such kind words about our team. So that's what we're trying to set up. So these reviews automatically get replied to every time you're getting them to come in. And we're going to do that. Under that reputation, under reputation, settings, and reviews AI. So that was that first setting that we come across there that we said we were going to worry about later. But we're going to turn off reviews AI. So right now it's off, but we're going to turn it on, right? So we can help you articulate review responses. So suggestive means it's going to generate a response, but it's not going to send it. So you would be responsible for coming to this dashboard and hitting send, or you can edit the message that it generated and then hit send. All right. So there's a little bit more work involved, but it's creating a response, but not sending it and letting you dictate whether you want to send it or not. Or you can auto send review responses automatically. And then you can dictate right here if you want to do that on Facebook and Google, or just Facebook, or just Google. So auto respond to all 3, 4, 5 stars or above. I'm going to say 3 stars or above. I think I have ours set like 18 minutes, right? But you can wait 1 hour, 18 minutes, 2 hours, however long you want to wait. 18 minutes is what I'm going to suggest. And then I don't have the response right here, because you could put thank you in, for example, and at the end of every one of them, it's going to say thank you. So right here, it would say thank you, thank you. And you can put that thank you, Steven Martinez, or whatever you want it to. That's completely up to you. But I'm going to go ahead and just leave that blank for now and just hit save. Bam. Now that it's set up, as soon as my review comes in, 3 stars or above, it's going to wait 18 minutes, and it's automatically going to generate a reply. And again, the replies look like this. We appreciate your kind words, addressed her specifically by first name, and then the agents that they mentioned. Called to get some information, spoke with Cade. Thank you for your positive review. So, I mean, it's not just, you know, a one-liner. It's pretty thorough responses. And there was a right here, right? So there was a 53% expect businesses to respond to negative reviews within a week. 45% say they're more likely to visit a business if it responds to negative reviews. So we're doing 3 stars and above, but we still want you to go in and respond to the negative reviews, right? There was another stat I was looking here. Where was my other stat? I was I had a stat somewhere about responses, right? Like so many people look for responses, or trust a business that responds to their reviews. I can't find the stat, but it was a high stat of how many people trusted the reviews when the business actually responded to reviews. Again, that's just another little touch point. Google gives us that ability to respond to reviews, so let's go ahead and take advantage of it. And then GoGuru gives you the opportunity to respond to them automatically using AI, right? This whole process is kind of being automated for you. You don't even have to do anything. You're going to go in and set this up today, and then it's going to automatically respond to every review you have coming in. All right. So then the last aspect of this is, let's take that review and post it on social media. And so to give you an idea of what we're doing are things like this, right? So we started doing things like this. And of course, this is a lot more customized than what GoGuru is going to give you, but it's the same concept or idea. Repurposing your user-generated content, right? I'm asking my client for a review. They're giving me a testimonial in their own words. It's user-generated content. And I'm taking that user-generated content and I'm repurposing it. So we're posting it on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google My Business, and we're repurposing that so we can get as many eyeballs as possible on it, because we know that these people trust reviews from other people, right? And then especially if it's given to them in a visual, their trust factor goes through the roof on it. So we want to give them the visual and get these reviews out in as many places as possible. So in order to set this last part of it up, all we've got to do is go into the marketing and into the social planner. So everybody should have this social planner here. And if you've set up your accounts, then you'll see your accounts here. If you have not set up your accounts, so like this one, I have it set up. So let's go ahead and add accounts. And let's just go ahead and add my Google Business account so I can repost to Google Business. And same process here with the integrations, nothing special. Go ahead and allow all. And so now, which Google My Business location do you want to connect so we can post to? I'm going to go ahead and say this one here. And I can add more if I wanted to, but for this sake, I'm just going to add the one. And I've already got Facebook connected, but it's been disconnected. So let's reconnect our Facebook page. Continue as Steven here. right? So now I have two social media platforms. Maybe I want to add another account. Maybe let's go with Instagram. That seems to be the next most popular platform for our demographic, at least. And we'll go ahead and add that. So now we're connected. We've got our Facebook, Instagram, and our Google My Business all set up here. So in order to get the reviews to automatically post, it is remarkably easy. We're going to hit New Post, and we're going to hit Post Reviews. And then right here, we're going to select the source. So if you want to do your Facebook as well, you can. But again, we've been dealing with Google. So I'm going to say, take my Google. And when they're 1 star or above, or let's just say any 3-star or above, or actually let's do 4 stars. Which social accounts do you want to post these to? Well, let's go ahead and post these to the ones that I have available here. And how many times a day do you want to post? Well, I want a maximum number of 5, or I could just do 1 a day, 1 per day, right? Per week, per month, per day. And what time do you want these to post? I like doing it sometime in the morning. I think that's when everybody's up and active. And then what background do you want to use for these? Select the background images to customize your post. So I could select this one, or I can add an image, right? If there's something, a backdrop that I have, select it. Let's see if I've got anything that would be good to use. I don't have one, but I can always go here and go to backgrounds. Well, say that again. Backgrounds. Switch your gradient here. I feel like this isn't popping up right. Here we go. We can get one of these gradients here. Maybe I didn't like the ones that they showed me, so I've added it, right? The caption, you can put a caption in. I'm not gonna add a caption. Again, it's just gonna have the post. Maybe you'll hashtag Bobby Brock insurance every time it's post. Hashtag Medicare agent. Hashtag, whatever. Medicare. And now we're going to create that post. So now every time we get a review, should automatically post to it. So let me leave myself a review.
It's a little biased.
No, not at all. Oh, that's funny. It's going to post to our Bobby Brock Instagram account. Watch. Sure what the time frame is. But if you want to see that, you're going to click out here to other. So if you get into the social media planner, again, lots of things you could do, lots of cool stuff you could do. If you're really getting into the AI and stuff and you're like going down the ChatGPT rabbit hole, like you can have ChatGPT generate you an entire CSV with images, post and everything, and then come in here and completely upload that CSV and then have it all scheduled out. It's amazing what you could do. You could use the sample file, go upload that to ChatGPT and tell it, hey, fill this in, create me 100 posts, and then you'd have another 100 posts for. So it's a really powerful stuff here. I'm not telling you to go down that rabbit hole or anything, but at the very least, get in here, start playing with this social media planner. There's some cool stuff you could do with it. But posting your reviews is just a no-brainer. Automatically getting these reviews to post for you just seems like it's a no-brainer, right? So you're going to do this. You're going to set it up. We're going to power into AEP. You're going to keep writing business, and then you're going to look up middle of AEP, and you're going to have all these reviews. By January 1st, you're going to have at least 200 reviews on your Google My Business page just by doing the things that we were talking about here today, right? So always refer back to this call if you need some help. I have a PDF with some step-by-steps, and then there's links on there, walkthroughs. We'll post that or get that out to you guys today. I may be able to share that link right now if I can find it. Was there any questions? I see some chats here, but was there any questions in the meantime?
I've been answering a lot of these chats here. Does anybody have any questions specifically about the reviews that we just went over?
Yeah, I have a question. So
Yeah, Scott?
when you set that up for it to do maybe up to 5 reviews per date, is that going back into the old reviews that haven't possibly been posted, or is that just new reviews coming
No,
in?
just new reviews. It's only
Okay.
going to be new reviews collected moving forward.
Okay.
Good question.
Thanks, Stephen. This is huge for us. We do a lot of reviews, but it's all manual, and we hadn't even considered SMS, and I take it that would be huge, hitting all our clients. So thank you. This is fantastic.
Yeah, again, the idea is you're taking all that legwork out of it. That link's probably the easiest thing for them to do to actually leave you the review. And again, the cost to it is very minimal. All you're really paying for is the text message to go out. And I mean, that's fractions of a cent per text message. So I mean, the cost to it is again, it's not even a factor for the power of actually getting that review and what it does for your online reputation moving forward. Because again, it's head trash to think that people aren't going online and looking at you before they come and meet with you. They are doing it. If they have an appointment set, probably going online, reading about you, and having these reviews creates the customer retention and the brand loyalty before they're ever a customer, right? Think about if somebody goes out there online and they start reading about you before they come into your office and they sell their self on you before they even talk with you, they've done half of their job half of your job for you, right? Because now all you've got to do is hold up to your end of the expectation, be a good agent, give them the information that they need, make a good recommendation, do it honestly, and that's all they expect. And then if you do that, again, they've sold their self on you, you've lived up to your end of the bargain, and now they're going to refer you and rave about you to everybody. So you're doing things to create better clients before they're ever even clients, right? And then that goes into the marketing. Justin said this for a long time, is like, how is your retention so high? It's like, well, the way that we acquire the client creates the retention on the back end. So just being mindful of it, on the forefront of that overall user experience, how your business is perceived, especially in the online world where people are going and they're looking and they're reading about you. And if you can dictate what that looks like, then I mean, let's do it, right? Because again, the fact of the matter is these reviews are very powerful, and there's entire platforms that are built just about collecting online reviews. Me and Will did this yesterday on the webinar. I went to Birdeye. Birdeye is a review platform that essentially does exactly what we just went through, does that entire thing. The starter package, just to start out as an individual, for me to go on there and try it, because I was trying to do it yesterday. By the way, they've called me like 100 times, Will. But it was $299 per month just to get started on the starter package. And we're talking about piggybacking off of one feature inside of GoGuru, that you already have access to. So let's go ahead and get these reviews set out. If you already have a book of business set up, let's get this process set up. Let's do a couple of tests, and then let's do a big blast out to your clients, right? If you don't have over 1,000 clients, you should be fine to send a small text message blast out at one time. If you've never done it, let's do it. Let's just initiate a ramp up so we don't just get you completely shut down if you've never sent a mass text messaging out. So if it's the first time, let's just communicate with Will or Drew before you just go out and send 1,000 of them out. But if you've got a couple of hundred on hand that you want to get it out to, by all means, I would recommend you go do that right now. Let's get that in their hands. And if they're already your current clients, you should, about 30 to 40% of the ones you send out should immediately respond to it and leave you a text message. So think about that. If you got 100, you should immediately get 30 reviews.
Can you do me a favor, Stephen? Will you give me a co-host? I need to share something real quick before we hop off here. And this is just for the A2P, for those that are going to go in and do the A2P on their own or are going to try to do it. These are a couple of pieces that you really need to make sure that you have to ensure that your A2P registration is going to go through. So this is just me sharing our website. Whenever the A2P registration goes through, it goes through in two phases. It goes through in a brand phase, which is going to be matched to your EIN number and the address that's on your CP575 paperwork from the IRS. So your EIN and that address need to be exactly the same in your business profile settings. All right. That's going to be the brand registration. That happens automatically. That usually takes maybe 10 minutes for them to verify the brand, because they're just going to bounce it off the state. Everything comes back good, brand verified. Great. The campaign side is a little bit different. All right. So if you're going to go through there and you're going to fill out all of those boxes, make sure that you're reading the prompts up above, because it'll tell you exactly what it wants and you can type that in. But what I want to show you here is whenever it says, what is your business website? When the regulatory board goes and looks, because that actually goes into the hands of a real person. So they're going to go to your website and they're going to be looking for 3 key pieces of information on your website to make sure you're compliant. The 2 pieces you need to make sure you have in the beginning are going to be a privacy policy and a terms of service or terms of use in your footer of your website. You have to have it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You got to have these here. If you need some examples, these are boilerplate. You can come in and use some of our verbiage and some of our words. It's nothing special, and it works really well. The other thing that they're going to be looking for is if you have, and I recommend at least having one contact form on your website, something like this right here. It's very easily built in GoGuru under sites and then forms. You can build this very quickly, and then you can embed this in your website quickly. But this right here is what they're looking for. If you do not have an opt-in checkbox at the bottom of that form, and it doesn't have to say exactly what we say, but it needs to say something to this effect. We respect your privacy. We're not going to share your information. You are agreeing to receive messages from us. Reply stop to opt out. You need to make sure that these pieces are on your site. And if they're not there, there's a good chance that it will get rejected. So check your website, make sure those 3 pieces are there, and you'll have a lot more luck if you're going to be doing the A2P registration on your own. That's all. I just wanted to make sure that I covered that.
I think that's one of the biggest hurdles, and a lot of people aren't getting. And again, you're putting everything else in right, and it's like this small little thing, right? You don't have the privacy policy, you don't have the terms and conditions, like these small little things that are holding it up. Will's been working a lot hand in hand with you guys. So if you're having any issues with the A2P or getting that done, just let us know. Again, we'll do all we can to get you through it, because it is a headache.
Yeah, I've got somebody kind of specialized in it right now, because it is one of the biggest hurdles when setting up the account, because it does take a little bit of time. But as we were talking about, if you go ahead and get those DNS records in, get your SSL issued, there are other places in there where you can do your branded domain links and other domains, but primarily it is that email services that you need to have set up if you're going to be sending email out of your system. Like we were talking about, you can do this and start this really day 1, day 2 to be a little conservative, unless you're just a go-getter. But I would just say, make sure that you're putting all of these things into place before you start jumping into action, right? Because otherwise you're just going to run into a handful of problems on the back end. But like Steven said, if you're having issues getting that stuff set up, let us know and we're happy to help you with it.
Yeah. I shared a link. It goes to this PDF, but if you look at this PDF, each step has an individual walkthrough video. So if you don't want to come back and reference this video where we did the entire thing, like this PDF will have step-by-step with a shorter, straight to the point walkthrough for each specific step. So I just shared that in the chat if you want that. I did have a couple of questions. Let me answer the stop one. Oh, here we go. One of the questions was, is there a mass way to verify emails? And lucky enough, if I select multiple contacts, I can do an email verification to make sure the emails that you're sending to are actually good emails before you send this out, right? So if you just want to double check, am I sending this to good emails? Because the last thing you want to do is set up your domain for the first time, and the first email blast you send out, 50% of the name or domains are bad, and now your domain, your mailing reputation gets damaged, And so your likelihood of ending up in the inbox when you send these out starts diminishing, right? So just make sure, if you are planning on sending there is a way to do a bulk verification where you can throw these in there and then it'll verify their email addresses before you ever send that out. Another question that I seen come through was, is there a cost associated with sending this? Does Reviews AI cost more? Is it included? Reviews AI does have a small cost included with it, but it's the conversation AI that you're actually using. So if you go into support, and then let's see, more support resources. And when we go into cost, like your
Would it be the conversation or the content?
It's the conversation AI.
Okay.
Is what you're getting. So there is a small cost associated with generating the reply. So not completely free, but again, minimal to what the actual effect that you'd have on it.
Especially if you're doing something in like Bird's Eye or other places like that where you're spending $300 a month just for this one specific use case of this. So even with that extra cost, it's still very, very worth using. It's not even a competition of the same result for a much lower cost.
Yeah. And then somebody asked about a webinar we did yesterday. You can find that. It was shared on Facebook. It's in the Monsters group. Try to find it here. But it was a webinar where I went through a lot of them stats that I was just talking about. I actually think we pinned it in the group. Yeah, here it is right here. I'm going to share this. In the chat here. But you can watch that. It was a Facebook live that we did yesterday in the group. And then I was actually talking about coming on here this morning. I was trying to get people to sign up so then they can come here this morning, watch this call to actually do the implementation of what they need to do to make it happen. So you'll hear me reference this call a little bit.
And I believe our marketing team puts together those images of our agents with the reviews and the 5-star and stuff like that. So that's the ones that we build are done in-house. You just showed the ones with the backgrounds that the social planner will build for you, correct?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So to automatically get them to post, again, it's going to take, I have an option to upload the image and see what is posted, but I'm not going to be able to customize that every time. The way that we do it, we have a marketing team, and so our marketing will take the reviews and actually repurpose them. But we've been doing that for, about 2 years now. We've been doing that, and then the ability was just added to high level to actually make that happen again in the same fashion. But yeah, you're not getting the customization of putting the image on there, but completely doable, if that's a step that you want to take, because it does have a lot of power within that. I was talking about this yesterday on the webinar, but the idea is that we take that review, we instantly get the review from the customer, we go back, we post it on Facebook, we tag the agent in there, and the agent's probably the first one that sees the post. He gets it, he shares it, right? He likes it, comments, shares on it because it's him, and then his family likes it, comments, shares on it because they're seeing it. So it almost hacks the Facebook algorithm to say, hey, the first 50 people that seen the post, 30 of them actually engaged with it, right? They comment, they liked it, or they shared it. Now Facebook thinks the post is more relevant, it shares it to more people, and so you create this little mini hack of just getting your post organically out there, because Facebook thinks it's a post that needs to be seen to everybody, which it is, right? I need everybody to know that my agent did a great job and we got a review. But it gains a lot of traction when we do them types of posts because of that. We tag the agent takes it, they share it, and a lot of time our team's sharing it. And so again, of the first 50 people that actually seen it, we have a large percentage of them actually take an engagement action on the post. And Facebook algorithm likes that and starts to show it to more people.
Right. By the time it's up for 15 minutes, you've had 10 family members who have shared it. That's huge.
Yeah. And that goes a long way with how many more people Facebook shows it to. So,
yep.
We do that, but we've created billboards with them. We've ran TV ads with that same image that you're seeing, the one with like Holt and the words. Like we've taken that same image, same color, same run TV ads, just make the text scroll and have multiple reviews. We've done it with Facebook ads where it's video and doing that. We've taken the static image and put it on Facebook ads and done it. We've put them on billboards. So they're powerful, and they're again, we've taken one piece of user generated content, we taken it and multi-purposed it in many different places. So we're letting them create our content essentially.
Yep.
I just did all the phone is already approved. Oh, perfect. Tammy's already approved for her A2P. She just did it while we were on the call.
Yeah, well, the brand is approved, so that's good. So we're still waiting on the campaign.
Gotcha.
I did see that when I got the email that came back, I did notice that there needs to be a little bit of work done in your DNS records, Tammy. So that's something we can take a look at.
Yeah. So, well, awesome. I hope you guys send this out, get it going, and we're going to reconvene next week. I want to hear about how many reviews everybody got over the week next week.
Just as a win, real quick, John Stagner put this into place yesterday, and he's already received 33 reviews. So this works. I'm telling you, do it. It absolutely works.
I think he was on our call yesterday at 2:00. So 2:00 yesterday, he was on the call. He did it. We're talking this morning at 9:00. He says he's got 33 reviews. So just like that. And I'm confident that's going to help him write more business. So
no doubt about it.
Yep.
No doubt about it.
Get to work, get it done, and then get back to selling.
All right, everybody. Have a good week. Happy Tuesday. Thank you all for joining.
Thank y'all. Have a good day.